Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector here, and this week I have with me the HG-1144 Gundam Exia Dark Matter model kit, of course. And this is the third Gundam model kit I've covered in the series. The first was the Dark Matter booster, and this thing comes bundled with one. And the previous one was the RGM Striker, or the RGM 79 FP RGM Striker. This is the I don't friggin' remember. Go figure, I don't remember the thing's serial number. Well, here's the sheet. The Japanese stuff I cannot read to you, I apologize. The name and the print. And first we're gonna just cover the inside of the book, the pictures and whatnot. And while I have not started painting, which means I need to buy more paints to mix together and so on. You already know how much I complain about money as it is. There's the front and back. The supposed mobile suits that this thing is comprised of. The technique to get the second saber to look like it's covered in ice by using a marker, paper, and a Q-tip. There's the Dark Matter booster, the second face head thing, which I may or may not get a second model for, or just completely kit bash it with a amazing Exia. And you will probably be able to tell that I have not done all of the painting for this, because I already know my paint skills suck. But that aside, and there are its weapons: the flame sword, the ice sword, the GN rifle, and the two tonfa from the Dark Matter booster. There's the beam saber on the GN rifle, which is already equipped. The blade will be removed later. And just giant stance. So now that that is all out of the way, we can get down to the model kit itself. And right now, and yeah, that happens often. The large swords do not like to stay locked in place, or pegged in place in this case, which is a problem. There's the rifle, and I will not be posing this thing like I do my standard reviews, and this is going to be a thing with all the model kits, Gundam or otherwise. If I do other kits that are not Gundams, chances are I won't. But if I do more if I do more Gundam kits, I will not be posing them on the grounds that it will, make them fall apart or make decals peel off, because that's obnoxious as hell. And annoying, but that goes without saying, because I just said it twice. I'm just going to take the swords off now, because, and these little things on the hips, those are to hold the swords, but you can pop them off and fill them in with little caps, which honestly I prefer, but it doesn't allow it just means more stuff goes different places. Alternatively, by removing this lower section of the rifle here, and if you don't actually assemble either of its swords, and I did this for screen accuracy to a degree, because I will never be able to get as good as the guy who does all of the Gundams on the boxes. Yes, all of them are done by one guy, and I will never be that good. Sure, I could take lots of time to practice, but then that would mean taking time out of doing other things that I enjoy, and quite frankly, I only enjoy putting the model kits together. I don't care about getting them absolutely detail for detail perfect. I just want to get them as close as I possibly can. Not everyone can be super talented. Anyway, if you do not build either of these swords, you can basically just use the blade and equip it where this thing connects. Might as well just... Ah, that was close. Put you off to the side here. Okay. Now that I have no worries of, this thing falling apart, right along here can a blade can attach. Because of how they're anchored inside of here, they're the actual Exia's swords from the GN sword rifle. So, that's entirely possible, but it wouldn't have the secondary arm guard. And this thing has a little hole in the bottom that has absolutely no purpose whatsoever. It doesn't do anything. It just doesn't. I mean, yeah, it just kind of looks good, but that's about it. As for this thing, the decals that gave me the most trouble on it would be the ones on the chest, or the pectorals, I suppose, and these pieces annoy the hell out of me because any way you move it, they're connected directly to the shoulders, and oh god, it just annoys the hell out of me. The head also came, as demonstrated from the booklet. I have the default face attached, and I forgot to bring in the small LED flashlight so I can show you the detail lines on that. Lovely. But here, I can just use the beam saber to clear this up. The decal for the second face does not like to stay on because I didn't actually assemble the second face because I needed a second head. But here it is. That's the Exia's default face as compared to the... I'm just going to remove the dark matter booster because this thing makes it unyieldy and back heavy as possible. And when something this small, and when something has this small a footprint, it likes to fall over backwards as often as it possibly can. Yeah. I also did have a bit of trouble putting the decal on here as I did with the original dark matter booster, but I had someone hold the necessary parts so I wouldn't have as much trouble. Oh, it was still a pain in the ass, but it got done much faster and with much less stress this time. So this will go over here for now, or just off camera. And there we go. Now I don't really mind holding it so much, and I still need an LED flashlight or a standard flashlight, which I do not seem to have near me at this moment in time. I just screwed myself over. Great. Well, maybe if I tilt it some. Oh yes, that works quite well. Or not. Okay, and you can't fucking see it. God damn it. Pardon me. Well then, I'm just going to be, I'll just go get that light then, and you're going to have a few brief moments of silence which means there will probably be a jump cut in the near future after I shine the light on it. So, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I have the flashlight now, so I can show you the detailing on its face. As soon as I'm able to see the camera, because of my hair. Today is just not a good day, but on the bright side, at least there isn't a cat constantly meowing and ruining the audio. Okay, right by the jaw, or what would be the chin, I guess. The autofocus is now dead on this camera, it seems. Great. Come on. Don't be dead, please. Please, camera. Autofocus, don't be dead. Lovely, the autofocus is dead. Unless it's too close. Anyway, I actually took the time to do the detail lines on the thing's face, which you cannot see because the lighting and everything is awful down here, but that can't be helped. Did the decals inside the arm, which is why the other than, you know, the fact that it's translucent plastic, or transparent plastic, is there's a silver decal underneath it, also in the chest. The strips on the arms are decals. Legs. Strips on the legs are also decals, which you can do with a toothpick and a Q-tip, so long as the Q-tip isn't covered in a lot of lint. Honestly, I really didn't do much along the lines of detail work on this thing because it really didn't need it. Let me look at the paint guide here. Nope, don't have to do those. I thought I needed to use the detail pen on something else. Anyway, it also came with this burst mode GN drive, which it can't actually be attached to because it doesn't have the right connector ports. This is probably meant to be used with the amazing Exia or a standard Exia, because that's what this thing is literally built off of, just with completely new parts added. This is what I would call a variant mobile suit, because it's a variant of an already existing mobile suit. Exia. Oh yeah, and the head also has the silver decals inside of it. And if you remember inside the book, this back part was black. Yeah, that's paint. I can't do that. And that thing on the butt, that's a decal. And these little gray bits right here are decals. And this piece right here, this is actually one piece, and it started coming apart for some reason. You're not actually supposed to cut it up, and I almost did. I did not, though. So, that aside, coming to alternate parts, it has holding things hands, and I have fingers hands, or hand. Hello. So now the holding things hands, you know, basic holding things hands, but curved wrist holding things hands are supposed to be used with the giant GN swords, and the decal is starting to come off again. So we will push that down using the flat edge of the sword. Which it will now be able to hold without any problems. Whoops, almost, nope. Now it can hold the swords with its regular holding things hands, but the swords will have to be angled, like turned ever so slightly, instead of holding them flat like this, or holding them straight. And see, you can probably tell the bicep problem just by twisting it ever so slightly. The entire bicep goes straight up, and readjust the shoulders. And this is why I probably won't be doing anything with it other than putting it on display on the shelf or on a desk or table. Other than that, I've fallen in love with the GN series from Mobile Suit Gundam 00 and any variants thereof. As for this thing, it is exactly like the one I did in the previous review, but now it actually has its base suit to go with it, so I'm going to give the DME here, the Tonfa, as soon as I reassemble its arms. And I don't think I demonstrated the Tonfa with the RGM Striker, but that's just fine. And I'm going to have to do this off camera because it was falling apart. There. The Tonfa, this little ball, that little open port right there, plugs onto that ball joint, or that polycap right there. So, oh good, it's even in the right position. Other one, which will hopefully cooperate, like so, and again, conveniently in the proper position. Flip out the little handle, plug into there, slide it so it fits. Close up the little winglet, the little leggy winglet things, or cores, or whatever the little tripod on the back is. And you have the GN Tonfa, or Dark Matter Tonfa. Let's see, will it be able to hold them front ways? Whoop, just bumped the camera a little bit. Oh well. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that was close. It doesn't seem to enjoy holding them forward, but it can. Yeah, these are made to be held like so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Dark Matter Exia. Considering this isn't technically a full review because I didn't pose it, I just wanted to show you what it was like, and I will likely try to get an amazing Exia, and later on probably try to make a kit bash between either both of them, though not using the base models. I'd still have the Dark Matter and the Amazing separately, but then I'd get more of them to kit bash a amazing Dark Matter Exia, which would be awesome. And so that would be that. And I will see you next week with something that's not a model kit for a change. Or Japanese, because I've been doing a lot of Japanese stuff recently. Well, except for that one Transformer. Yeah, it's going to be a Transformer. Later!